Sorry.
672-1313. All right, let's get to the guys on the couch. Michael Sangster is here. He's the digital camera expert and Apple trainer at Superior Computers. And, of course, Shawn Wright, the general manager from Superior Computers. Great to have you guys both on the show today.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
All right, is February a big computer problem month?
Every month is a big computer problem month. So.
Well, I'm guessing you probably see a rush of people coming in through January and February who maybe got a product for Christmas and now have maybe started to figure it out but are not using it to the full capabilities.
Basically, when most people buy their computer system, they're excited, they get it home, and then the reality sets in that they have no concept of how to use it, how to get it to the next step, the basic stuff that they want to kind of run with. They're lost. And really what we do is we're there to provide that Apple support, the training, hold your hand, get you through it. And a lot of people are really embarrassed about what they can do. Their knowledge, they're worried about asking the questions. So we've kind of set it up that you can come to us and we're going to answer those questions. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to make you feel good about your purchase.
Okay, well, I am not embarrassed. Let's make it easy here. I have no idea. My birthday was at the beginning of the month. I got a MacBook Pro. What a beautiful gift from my amazing fiance because it has that great screen, and I have post-concussion syndrome, so this is his big, thought of getting me this computer, which was an amazing gift, and I cried over, and I've cried many nights since because I have no idea how to use the thing.
It looks good.
It does. It is very pretty. So when I come to you, what do I need to bring to you? Because you're probably going to need to know what I'm going to do with it, right?
Well, for most people, what we do is we sit down and kind of figure out what do you want to do. So if you're coming in and say, I have no knowledge of my computer whatsoever, we would say, sign up for a Mac Basics course. We're going to run you through an 8-week course where we're going to hold your hand and run you through all the different programs. If you're a person who kind of knows a bit about computers and they just need a little bit of hand holding, we do like a one-on-one training where you come in, sit down with me, bring your computer in, I'll sit with you, you ask the questions you need to know. So if you come in and say, I need help with my email, I'm going to help you figure out how do I use my email. If you come in and say, I need my photos organized, I'll sit down with you and say, I'll help you organize your photos, and I'll show you how to do it right the first time so you're not dealing with a mess later on. The biggest thing we've always found is that when you're doing a course, it kind of gives people the foundation. You come in, I'm going to show you all these cool things your computer can do, and then you might come in later on for some one-on-one help. And I'm going to be able to walk you through all those steps. So all those programs that Apple has made, which are great and fantastic and exciting, a lot of people get to the point where they're like, I have no concept of what I'm doing with it. I'm the one who's there to hold your hand and make sure that you get that excitement, have that fun, really start to enjoy your computer.
Shawn, how long have you been doing this? And is this a popular thing?
It's brand new. Actually, about 3 weeks ago, we acquired the remaining assets of Mostly Digital, which was up in the north end of town. So Michael was one of those assets. So we got all the counters and a mic. And so Michael does training, and he's our digital camera guy. So we're getting into digital camera and hopefully have our brand set up soon. And he also does camera training too, and knows all the photographic stuff just right too. So.
Well, I hope they unboxed you relatively quickly after the move.
It was bubble wrapped.
It was tough. The duct tape across the mouth was tough.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to set up classes where they're one-on-one. We'll set up classes where it's a group. So if you're more comfortable, and that's the Mac Basics that Michael's talking about. So really happy to have him with us, and he brings some things that we didn't have before.
All right. Now, of course, we do want to learn how to use Apple, but what if people, you brought us that great new Windows 8 a few weeks back. People still have questions about that. Will that be something we're looking to set up as well?
Yeah, that'll come in time. Michael's from the Apple world, so we'll get him up to speed on the PC world too, and then he can train that. But we'll start out with just the Apple, and then we'll move over to the PCs too. But like I always tell people, these are classes that there's a fee for them, but don't be afraid to call us or drop in. We have a lot of people who just come to the service counter and they'll say, this isn't working, how do I do this? Those little questions, Michael's there for that too. So even if you didn't buy it from us, we can still service you, we can help you out if you called in and said, hey, I've got my new Apple and it's not doing this. So we'd love to be there for you.
I love this idea, and I love that you guys are sticking around. SuperiorComputers.ca, there for you at 2200 Warrencliffe Road South, and back with us here on Daytime after this. Back with Superior Computers, Michael Sangster, brand new to the family, the digital camera expert and Apple trainer, and Shawn Wright, general manager of Superior Computers. And we're talking Apple. I just got my MacBook Pro. Can just leapt into the Apple tree, as it were, as well, with his brand new iPhone.
And I think for a lot of people, when you do get these new products, it really is it's almost a journey of self-discovery. You're left upon your own devices to figure out as much as you can. But as I mentioned earlier, I think that means a lot of times you just may not be using your device to its full potential.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of what we're seeing now is people will get this new computer home. You know, they just go into a few different programs, like iPhoto might get used. They never explore GarageBand. They never explore iMovie. And these are all programs that are fantastic, and they kind of all work together. So, you know, a person might say, I want to create a fantastic slideshow. I'll use iPhoto. But they never realize that that fantastic slideshow can be enhanced by using iMovie along with it, or adding their own soundtrack by creating it with GarageBand. They just don't go into it. They're scared, or they say, they have these preconceived notions that, well, I'm just never going to use that program, so it's just going to sit in the corner and rot. We like to show people, this is all the fantastic stuff you can do, this is how it all works together, and this is where you're going to get all this great, wonderful stuff that you've paid for, versus just, I used email.
What you're talking about here is some really creative stuff.
Absolutely.
And so is that where Apple is better for the people that really want to create and have those creative minds?
Well, my opinion of where Apple's really better is when you have an operating system and software that's specifically written for a set group of computers, it kind of gives them the creative license to go ahead and say, let's make this great, let's make it fantastic. They're not covering a huge variety of hardware pieces. So, you know, when somebody wants to be creative, Apple makes fantastic photo software. They make music software. They make video software. And it's stuff that we can all use. It's really simplistic in the big scheme of things, but it's really advanced. I mean, it's really leaps and bounds usually above the competition.
Well, I think it's ironic, too, that you mentioned the, the Apple photo software. And Shawn, do you think that the handheld devices, specifically the iPhone, with such a great camera, is taking away from the digital camera market? Because, as you mentioned, we also have a digital camera expert here too.
It's definitely an enthusiast market now, I think, on the camera side, because you're still going to have the people who just love to have that camera. We use our digital camera all the time, even though we both have iPhones, my wife and I, just because the quality of the photo still looks a little better to me, and it's a little less awkward. So it's nice when you're in the moment, you can just pull that out and away you go, you've got your photo. But I don't think the age of the digital camera will go away either. You need the lenses, and if you look at some of the stunning digital photos people are doing now, I think it's here to stay for sure.
Are you finding that, Michael? Is the digital photography market, is it becoming more of a specialized niche, people who want to take really good quality photos?
Well, what you just said is really good quality photos, and the iPhone takes good photos, but not great photos. So if you've ever taken your iPhone out and tried to shoot against, let's say a backlit window, it doesn't turn out.
Not great. Yeah.
If you're trying to shoot in real low light situations, it's good, but it's not great. We see a lot of people from things like the London Camera Club, who get together, and these guys are really enthusiastic. They're all shooting with SLRs, so single lens reflex cameras. They all have interchangeable lenses. They want to do stuff. They get fantastic pictures. And again, that's what we're still trying to say, is there's still that market there for fantastic pictures above and beyond what these little camera phones do. They do a good job, but they're not a great job.
And taking a lot of pictures with your phone, is that going to slow your phone up if you're ending up holding those on?
No. I mean, basically, you have a certain amount of storage on your phone. You're going to fill that up in time, as long as you dump things off. Things like the iPhone, where we have what's called Photo Stream, where you take a picture, it goes up to the cloud service. You can pretty much almost delete it right off your phone when you're done with it, still have access to it on your computer through the cloud, and continue to work. But it's not really slowing down your phone. Your phone gets slowed down by all the other apps you're opening usually.
iCloud is a great thing.
It is. It is.
Trust me. 2200 Warncliffe Road South, to stop in and say hi to Shawn, or to visit with Michael and sign up for one of those classes would be a great thing to do.
Love to have you.
Shawn, thank you so much for
Thank
this.
you.
Appreciate it. All right, it is a Tuesday, but it's like a Monday, right?
It is, and we are never going to miss out. We'll miss out on one day of work, but we won't miss out on a visit from our friends from ARF. So we meet another adorable pet looking for a forever home next year on Day.